Ladies and gentlemen, the guy at the end of the bar proudly presents the Dantanna's Late Shift. Brought to you by attorney Ray Giudice. And now the two men to take you to new heights in sports conversation, Nick Ciullini and Matt Chernoff. Now back to the Dantanna's Late Shift. Brought to you by attorney Ray Giudice with the Ciullini All Cello Orchestra and the Chernoff Improvisational Mimes.
Yeah, you heard his name. Indeed, it is Ray Giudice. Now you see his face, and it's a good-looking mug right there, Ray Giudice, our legal insider of all things in the sports world. And Ray, let's start with a gentleman that had a lot of issues when he was at Georgia. That was Isaiah Crowell. Finally, some good news for the running back. He's been cleared of gun charges.
He had a good day. And let's just say clear, the district attorney of that county actually dropped the charges. No trial, no hearing. He had a great lawyer, Steve Sadow, local guy here in Atlanta. Steve challenged the initial stop, meaning probable cause for stopping the vehicle. Then he argued that the weapon inside the vehicle could not be directly traced to the driver. There was equal access. Crowell's mother claimed the vehicle, or his grandmother, or the automobile and the gun. And those charges are dismissed, and the gentleman can move on with his life.
Okay, but that was sort of the last, moments of Crowell's time at Georgia. Now, there's probably nothing he can do about it, but could he say to them, hey, you decided to get rid of me, basically, and told me I was done at Georgia, and it turns out I didn't do anything wrong?
No, I mean, the university could have let him go on a scholarship for basically any grounds. He was arrested. He was in a place he shouldn't have been. There was a weapon in the car he was driving, and there were some prior infractions. So I think he's going to move on. I wish him the best of luck.
So all that put together, don't do that. Don't have the gun in the car. Don't lead us down that road.
Yeah, a gun with a serial number filed off. You don't need to be dealing with any of that stuff. Well, LSU, they're dealing with a lot as well. One player getting ready for the NFL draft was arrested. Another player currently there, he was arrested as well. So two for the price of one, right?
You know, you've got a scholarship to a great university for 4 years, but you've got to commit a crime while you're on probation for a prior misdemeanor. And then you get drafted in, the 4th or 5th round by the NFL, and that money and all that fun is too much for you. You commit another crime. I don't know what these young guys are thinking. I don't know where their parents are. I don't know where their agents are. I would put them in lockdown with a shock belt until I got the contract signed. That's what I would do.
Harold Simon said before the draft, I can own you to the police officer. You'll be working for me. I'm going to buy some projects. Don't do that. Don't
Officers
talk to
don't like that. Be nice to the officers. Be nice. We just recently had a celebrity in Atlanta arrested for charged with disorderly conduct who decided to remind the officer who she was.
Oh, I wasn't. That was Reese Witherspoon. I thought that was you who did
Nobody likes that. Don't do that.
Nothing to do with that. Speaking of don't do that, if you're on Twitter, don't threaten to kill someone on Twitter. The Oklahoma City ball boy, after Russell Westbrook was injured by Patrick Beverley, the Houston Rockets started issuing Twitter threats to Patrick Beverley, who plays for the Rockets. He's a point guard. It was kind of an incident mix-up there when Westbrook got hurt, saying, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, well, listen.
You don't want to do that.
Under Georgia law, that could be a felony terroristic threat. Now, at the end of the day, I believe that law enforcement is going to figure out that this young man didn't have the capacity or the intent to commit a felony crime. However, these text messages, Facebook threats are going to become the crime wave of the future because young people just don't understand. Brain to thumbs, don't do that. Don't make threats. It is a crime.
You got to have the ability to pause.
That's right.
You just take your second. Like Nick. Nick has always been about somebody who thinks things out and doesn't make rash decisions.
There should be a delay before you send
Never fly off
threats.
the handle.
All right, let's talk about an issue in the NASCAR world. A couple of pit crew members of Brian Scott's NASCAR team, they're in trouble for assaulting a driver on another team. Now, if there's video, you take a look at this. Boy, this is going to be pretty hard. Put yourself in the defense attorney's shoes here.
Sure. Well, in the heat of the battle, this is a competitive situation. This is not an assault in a sense, I hate you, I want to beat you up. It's, hey, my team versus your team. However, I think these guys have a problem. We give professional athletes a real pass during the game, whether there's some shoving, things that would be assaults in a bar or at a restaurant or in our home, we give them a pass on. These guys, I think, stepped outside the bounds of what's allowable. They're not part of they're not drivers themselves. Two of them go and attack a driver. I think they've got a misdemeanor problem in that state.
It's like us here. I think on the set, you're an attorney. Explain this to me as we look at how we can contact you at Facebook, at Ray Giudice, at LinkedIn. If I were to beat up Matt on the set,
Yeah.
it would be okay.
Yeah, that's
because
fine.
we're on television.
That's okay.
Well,
You're part
I'll
of the
tell
heat
you
of the
what,
battle.
I'm lawyered up. I hope you are as well. I'm just telling you right now. Giudice would take you
No,
for
no,
everything.
it's okay.
That jacket and those pants are mine. You'd be pantsless next
It's
week.
okay. We're on the set. It's okay.
You got to pass.
See what you've done? You convinced
gets
them.
one free.
What if I'm in a car and I hit somebody else and attack him?
And I say, I know Ray Giudice.
He's Italian. You get the first
That's
one
always the
free.
safe way to go. All right, Ray. Good stuff.
Thank you,
as
guys.
always. Thank you, my friend. Want to thank Billy Devaney, former general manager of the Rams and assistant with the Falcons, for talking NFL draft with us. For Nick, I'm Matt. We will do it all again next week here on the Dantanna's Late Shift. Good night now.
Come here, I'll throw you a crack.